Hello, everyone, and welcome to my review of Princess Evangile. Keep in mind, there are spoilers, so proceed with caution. Our review will be broken up into different parts: story, gameplay, and visuals, with an overall score out of 10 at the end. First up is the gameplay, or should I say the lack thereof. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, and most visual novels are not known for their engaging gameplay. However, Princess Evangile does not follow the usual route of multiple choice questions that result in a little more than trial and error to get the path you ultimately desire. The few choices in the game have no bearing on the final route selection, with only the choices where you can select which girl you want will have a result. You'd really have to try hard to get the bad ending though, so honestly this cut and dry approach is personally very appreciated. Next up is the visuals. I love the artwork of this game, and while some of the girls did look quite generic, the main cast had enough variation for it not to really bother me. The backgrounds are varied and very colorful. The chibi style artwork that appears at certain points throughout the game is very adorable and a good break from the realistic tone the game sets otherwise. Overall, the visuals are very nice to look at and the artwork is of big quality. Now on for the story. Now, for those of you who have been through all of this before, watched my entire playthrough, I'm not going to go super deep in all the storylines, okay? You know, that would take forever. I'll give you a basic gist of the story as it is. We all know, it starts off with the main character named Messiah, that is you, the protagonist. He's basically homeless after running from debt collectors due to his father pushing his debt onto him. Now, after his father pushes his debt onto him, he has nowhere to go. He's on the run from mobsters. All hope seems lost until we have a run-in with Rise, one of the four main heroines of the game. Well, the four you can pick anyway. She is from a school called Vincennes, a very high-class institution known for its all-female student body. She asks if we want to attend. Seems like a trope that's been done, too often many times before. The lone man in an all-girls school, but here it doesn't really seem to bother me. Our sole purpose for being there is to get the students used to a man being around due to potential integration of the student body at the end of the school year, done on a vote. We soon find ourselves part of one of two societies, the Red Rose Society and the White Lily Society. With us being in the latter, headed by none other than Rise, the Red Rose Society is against reform and the White Lily Society is for it. Throughout the game, the other heroines will join the society and help with reform and try to get Messiah to be accepted. Some plans work well than others, however, as this game is not light on the humor, which makes for a usually lighthearted story. The game does get quite serious at times, so, it's not all sunshine and roses. There are 26 chapters in total to the game, with the different girls' chapters beginning at chapter 17. Rise, who is the main heroine, Ayaka, who is one of the daughters of the headmistress, Chio, who is our standard childhood friend we've known all our life, and Ritsuko, the head of the Red Rose Society, our competition, and another one of the headmistress's daughters, all have routes in this game. There are many supporting characters, many whom I feel should have had routes of their own. However, there is a fan disc, which has the other girls' own routes, but to not have them in the main game kind of makes the whole game a little bit lackluster on the whole. The routes we do get, however, are varied in that each character comes to terms with their past and future. Rise, for instance, deals with her mother and what she did in the past versus who she is now. Ayaka and Ritsuko, being both being the headmistress's daughters, each have their own way of dealing with themselves. Ritsuko is used to having everything planned out in her life, whereas Ayaka feels like she is pretty much the bastard child of the family. Chio's route involves more of Messiah's life than her own, however, and because of this, I felt her route was the weakest of the four. But, it was still entertaining despite all that. It was not a bad route by any means. Now for the route I personally enjoyed the most. This was actually quite a hard decision. I had to look over them all. I actually enjoyed everyone's routes, but to say I didn't enjoy some more than others would be a lie. I would have to personally go with Ayaka. I felt her character, as on the whole, grew the most out of all of the heroines, but I don't want to spoil the route for anyone who hasn't played through the game. A route I wish was in the game was the girl Ruriko, because she really gets just as much screen time as the other main members, and I quite enjoyed her personality, so I was a little disappointed that she didn't have a route or a choice. And there are adult scenes in the game if you buy from Manga Gamer's website, who made the game. If you buy it from Steam, you will not have those adult visuals because they are banned from Steam. Can't buy adult content on Steam, so it's edited. But I mean, even if you buy it off Steam, it's not bad. I mean, the story stands very well on its own. The scenes are really more of a bonus than anything. So I mean, that's an option. If you don't want to do it, if you don't want, because Manga Gamer's website does cost more money for the adult version than it does on Steam. But if you buy from Manga Gamer, you also get a copy of Steam, so you can essentially get all of the content, because the censored version does have, I believe, some scenes added that the adult version does not have. So I mean, if you buy from Manga Gamer, you get the best of both worlds. So that's an option too. In conclusion, the game is well done on most fronts. The game is very long. This is a very, very long game. 26 chapters. Takes a long time to get through. I mean, just in my playthrough, it took me 40 episodes just to get through one route. But then I could but that was through from beginning to end. So the subsequent routes that I didn't take as long because I could start from chapter 17. I didn't have to replay the whole game to do it. So, it's not a bad deal. I mean, it's still a lot of gameplay. I mean, if you go through all the routes. And do you want to go through all the routes? Because, well, there are a lot of things alluded in the main game, like plot lines and whatnot, that if you just pick certain routes, you won't get those other plot lines resolved. So if you want the full story, if you want to know how everything kind of came together, you want to play through all the routes. This game is definitely one of the more well done visual novels in recent memory. I mean, there's a lot of garbage out there, a lot of visual novels that are either like really short or have like really poor story elements, are basically just fan service, just working off of that angle. This game is gives you a long story with with a roller coaster of emotional moments. I mean, there's happy moments, there's sad moments, there's danger. There's just the full spectrum. The personality of all the characters are really good. They're all varied and unique. No two characters really felt the same. The game never really overstays its welcome, and it keeps you coming back for more. The lack of some routes, is definitely a con, I think, as there were many characters who were fleshed out enough in the main game to warrant a route. Whether they were not added due to choice or time constraints, that's unknown. We'll never know that. But it almost kind of makes me feel cheated in a way. I mean, yeah, there's the fan disc, but one, it's only in Japanese right now, so I can't read it. I don't speak Japanese. So if it ever gets translated to English, yeah, I'll give it a try. I'll play through it, no problem. Because I want to see if the game, continues on. If the other routes are going to be worth it. They might not be, and they might. I don't know. I haven't played it. I haven't really watched anyone play through it or anything like that. So, if I do play through it, I'll be going in much like I did this game, with a fresh perspective. I played through this game completely blind. I had no idea what was coming, and I enjoyed it. I was really hesitant about buying this game because it was kind of pricey. I think it was like $40 or so on Steam. Or something like that. It was over $30, I know that much. Not that that was bad. I mean, it's definitely worth the money, but I was definitely, taking a shot in the dark here with what I was going to get, because I had no idea. This game hooked me early on, and I have to keep playing. It was a great game. I think overall, the game gets a solid 8 out of 10. There are flaws in the lack of routes, and some of the characters' routes, with Chio's, being the main culprit. I felt her route wasn't very strong compared to others. Obviously, since I played Ayaka's route first, I felt hers was the best route. So, it's kind of downhill for the other characters, but You know, it wasn't bad. They were all good in their own way. Just like I said, I felt Ayaka's was the best route of them all. You know, in my personal opinion. Obviously, others disagree, but that's how it is. Not everyone's gonna agree with my opinions. I understand that, and I take it as it is. Honestly, I recommend the game highly. If you do not have this game and you want to try it out, don't hesitate in buying it. You can play a demo. You can download a demo off Steam. I believe. I don't know how long the demo lasts. I think someone I mentioned in the comments mentioned that it like Rise's route, like it plays through her route. But you gotta pay for the whole game to get the other route. So I mean, it's not bad. So I mean, comes highly recommended. I recommend everyone go out and buy this game. Support Manca Gamer so they can release more goodies. They have a lot of good games out there. So I'm glad to see the genre getting more exposure here in the West. It's really, for a long time, a lot of this stuff just stayed over in Japan, and the English versions were few and far between. But now it seems like that's changing quite a bit. With a lot of, even on Steam, I noticed a lot of games are getting released visual novel wise, and that's good. The genre. I hope to see a lot more of the genre come out. So with that said, I think I will end the review here, and I will see you all in my next video. Take it easy, guys.